सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respect. As you all may be aware, that this whole year we are dedicating to living enlightenment, Jivan Mukti. This whole trip we are dedicating to this great book, Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Today we will be entering into the 14th sutras, the 14th sutra, 14th aphorism. I will read the sutra, give you the translation, then add what needs to be added. Let's enter into the 14th sutra. Satudirgha kala nairantarya satkara sevito drudo bhumihi druda bhumihi. Translation: committed an intense practice of unclutching makes one firmly established in a higher state of awareness. This book, each aphorism, each sutra can create a religion. Each sutra is independently intelligent to lead a person to enlightenment. Please understand, the word yoga means uniting, uniting with the ultimate. In Bhagavad Gita, each chapter is called as yogam, means each chapter can independently lead you to enlightenment. So he talks about 18 different paths. When Krishna delivered Bhagavad Gita, whatever major paths were available for enlightenment, he has compiled everything and presented it in one book. 18 major paths for enlightenment it describes and leads people to enlightenment through various ways. That is why each chapter is called one yoga. Here, Patanjali, the amazing intellect happened in the inner science. Each sutra is independently intelligent to lead you to enlightenment. Each sutra is independently intelligent to lead you to enlightenment. I can say each sutra is a yoga in this Patanjali's work. Let me repeat the sutra. Satu dirgha kala nairantarya satkara sevita satkara sevito druda bhumihi druda bhumihi. Sadudirka kala nairantarya satkara sevita druda bhumihi. Committed an intense practice of unclutching makes one firmly established in a higher state of awareness. There are so many different kinds of religions, spiritual philosophies, spiritual groups happened in the planet Earth. Different kinds of teachings have been shared in the planet Earth. Different kinds of spiritual literatures has been created. Millions and millions of books. Sometime when I go and see the Barnes and Noble or Landmark bookshop, I feel, oh God, why should I add little more confusion? Why should I add little more to the existing confusion? So much of spiritual literature. Because of website, internet, you can see how much is available in one place. So much is available. And from the time immemorial, all the masters, they go on and on and on and on and on, talking and producing spiritual literatures. Not only the masters of the past, even the present masters, even all of us, continuously we are talking. We are producing spiritual material. If I honestly look inside and see why I am talking, see, if I find out the reason why I am continuously talking every day and sharing, I can easily tell the reason why Buddha was talking for 40 years. Buddha was teaching and preaching for 40 years every day. Every day he was talking and preaching for 40 years. And all other masters happened. Shankara, he was writing. Within the age of 32, he has finished establishing strong 4 monasteries and maybe writing 200 volumes. If I look inside and find out the reason why I am talking and writing, then I can very clearly tell you why the masters go on writing and talking. The only reason I can find is constantly make you practice. Please understand. The spiritual path is such. Krishna says beautifully in Gita, by the nature, senses are created looking towards the outside, looking in the outer world direction. So turning you towards the enlightenment, turning you to your source is not that easy. Every moment you are again out. If you listen to some book, the spiritual discourse, satsang, or read, few minutes you turn inside. By the time the satsang is over, you are already out. By the time the ideas leave your mind, you are already out. Constantly you need to be inspired to turn in, to go inside. That is why the masters, they go on and on and on, talking and writing. Last 6 years, I have spoken more than 5,000 hours. More than 500 volumes are already transcribed. And my archives department says only 17% they have transcribed. Only 17% of what I have spoken, I have delivered, is transcribed and out in the form of books. Only 20% is edited and published. And still I am adding material every day. Sometimes I wonder why. Then I realize continuously human beings need to be told, look in, look in, look in, look in, look in. Turn in, turn in, turn in, turn in. With various words, with various techniques, with various jokes, with various stories, in different forms, constantly human beings need to be reminded. Human beings need to be told, look in, turn in, live enlightenment. That is the reason all the spiritual masters and leaders, they go on and on and on. The largest spiritual literature in the planet Earth exists in Sanskrit language. I don't know how many libraries you can fit in. If everything is collected, I don't know how many libraries you can make out of those collections. It's nothing but continuous expressions and discourses of the living masters, the masters who lived in the body, who are teaching to the world. This sutra gives the reason why masters are continuously talking, why spiritual literatures are continuously produced. This sutra is all about constantly inspiring you, constantly practicing. See, if I have to give the essence of all the spiritual literatures, sometime if you read Buddha's teachings, even Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, you will feel many ideas are repeated. Many ideas are repeated. Even in my discourse, people come and tell me sometimes, Swamiji, you are saying the same idea. I am telling the same because you are not listening. Understand? I have to tell the same thing because you are not listening. Somebody asked Buddha, you are talking the same thing for last 40 years. He says, if you would have heard, I would have never spoken it again. The truth is only one thing, but constantly it is told again and again and again and again through different ways, through different methods, in different languages, with a different understanding. If I had to give the essence of everything, what Buddha taught, what Shankara taught, what Krishna taught, what Jesus taught, what Muhammad taught, what Zarathustra taught, what all these great masters taught, the essence of everything, why they have to continuously repeat again and again and again. The essence, the reason for that continuous repetition is this one sutra. Please understand, Patanjali is the only master who is not repeating the same ideas again and again. Because in this one sutra, he says very clearly why things should be repeated. Very clearly explains why things should be repeated. After that he says, now I respect your intelligence, I am not going to repeat anymore. The reason for repetition is we forget. We forget. Why again and again all the masters go on and on and on repeating the same thing? This one sutra, if this one sutra is understood, you will understand why the masters are repeating the same thing again and again. Sometimes same words again and again, without feeling bored. That is the greatness of them. That is the greatness. I have conducted 200 ASPs and more than 200 NSPs. Our Live Bliss program, first level and second level. First level programs, second level program, hundreds of times. You see the audio recording or video recording, it will be almost literally repeating. People ask me, how are you able to repeat the same thing day in and day out, Swamiji? Are you not feeling bored? I tell them, every time I repeat, there is a new crowd in front of me. And not only that, even if the old people are sitting, they have forgotten. If they know that what I am talking is repetition, only then I will feel little reluctant or bored. Either they have not heard, or even if they have heard, they have forgotten. Patanjali gives the essence why again and again and again these truths are repeated.